She went on to tell me that my son was going to take a ride to the morgue.
Developing right now, a mother's desperate search for her 23-year-old son. She says he's been missing for more than a week now, and she is worried sick, as you can imagine. That's Jalen Tipton we're talking about. He was last seen near his Binghamton apartment complex.
Fox 13's Daniel Wilkerson is live outside Chickasaw Place Apartments there. Daniel, the mother told you she was alarmed, she was shocked, and she's frightened about that call.
Yes, and you heard her off the top there. She says she got a call in the middle of the night, someone telling her that her son was headed to the morgue. She says she would then get even more information that really has her concerned tonight.
This mother says the call came in at 2:37 a.m.
Once again, I went, wait, what did you say? Huh? What's going on? And she went on to tell me that he was going to die.
Janet Jackson, who did not want us to show her face, says that call came from another mother. The caller was referring to her son.
She went on to tell me that he was going to die tonight and that he had an altercation with her older son earlier that day that escalated.
This is Jackson's son. He's 23-year-old Jalen Tipton. His mother says he works at Walmart and they talk every single day. But just more than a week ago, those calls stopped. Jackson says at last check, her son lived here at the Chickasaw Place Apartments. I went to the apartment where Jackson thinks her son lives.
Hey, do you know a Jalen Tipton?
A woman there tells me Tipton doesn't live there, but she's seen him before. Armed with that information, we were off to check on a tip concerning Tipton's vehicle, a gold BMW.
I got an anonymous call first that told me that it was burning in Binghamton. No, not Binghamton, Orange Mound.
I had already gotten the VIN number belonging to the BMW from MPD, so my next stop was the Memphis Police Department impound lot. A worker there confirms the vehicle is indeed there.
Do you know the condition of it? Is it burned?
That's right, the impound lot confirms the gold BMW came in burned completely.
You as a mother, a lot of times mothers have just instincts. What do you think has happened here?
I think he's in danger. I'm not sure to what extent, but I do believe he's in danger because there's not a day that he would not really contact me in some type of way.
As we bring you out live, we should mention that we did a search and we could not find any kind of criminal history for Jalen Tipton, nor does he have any pending charges. MEARL?
All right, I heard you ask the mom what she thinks happened to her son. And I also heard you earlier today on the phone alerting her to what you had been able to find out. Did she know anything about what was happening at the impound lot when you called her?
She said that she had actually gone down to the impound lot. They would not give her a lot of information, so I just basically went down there to confirm what she thought was the case, that the car was there and it was burned. We should also mention that I put a question to that mother right after that question you just heard. I asked her a question that's hard for any mother to answer, whether she thinks her son is still alive. I will have her reply coming up at 10. MEARL.
All right, thank you, Daniel. We'll see you then. So, folks, would you take just one more look at this picture? This is Jalen Tipton. If you know where he is or have any information, you are urged to call Memphis Police.